What's going on, YouTube? We are here with episode 1 of how to blank, but this is mid lane kind of esque thing. I'm your host Shui. Let's go ahead and dive right into it. In this video I'm going to explain to you guys the entire breakdown of how to mid lane in Conquest game mode. It is not super complicated like jungle or anything like that, but it is still somewhat difficult and you have a lot of responsibilities. Joined by me is Fright White. He's going to kind of be my test dummy today to have a good time. So we're just going to continuously go back and forth, and this is what is called the ping pong stage of lane, where here he clears wave and I clear wave, and we sit here and gaze into each other's eyes. Pretty self-explanatory, super simple. Not really much else about this stage. Now there's other moments and kind of like instances where you will see where Whitehair will not exactly clear wave as fast this time, and we will see the moment where we will be able to advance, or we'll see the moment where we will have the initiation to press and actually go and pretty much attack him as quickly as possible. So right here we have some minions. Throw a spirit ball. This would be when we would initiate. Now when we were to initiate, we would have either our jungler come in from the right jungle or come in from the left jungle and get a gank on him, because we would be either setting up the kill or we would ourselves get the kill by throwing the spirit ball, throwing a silence, throwing an ultimate, and trying to collapse on it as soon as possible. Now we'll go back here and pretty much reset. Now the next portion is if you get pushed really hard, White will go ahead and clear wave, and I will have no minion presence whatsoever. This is what's called tower hugging. So pretty much you sit on tower until you feel that you are safe and you have the presence that you need. So I would clear wave and I would push to the edge of my tower, predicting a gank from his jungler on my entrances on left and right. Now this is a very safe strategy. A lot of people could probably call you out and be like, oh, way to just hug tower all game. You can just tell them scoreboard. Like, that's really all you gotta say is scoreboard, and you will probably win lane if you have an overconfident opposing mid laner. Another thing that is very important is to communicate with your jungler on when to rotate to, I'll ping on map real quick, the camps on right and the camps on left. These are super important, and a lot of times you will end up battling the other mid laner. Now a lot of times also you will be in mid lane and your jungler will then proceed to go on to those camps, and with pretty much mid laners like Nuwa and Isis, you have abilities that are able to penetrate the wall and can also give you the XP without actually being there. The fog, as White is showing right now, and the spirit ball, as I am showing you now. Now these are very useful for getting the XP and getting that little bit of a boost without actually having to leave your lane and lose your presence. If it's a really close neck race between who's getting the most lane pressure in mid, that's the best way to really get it. Now another thing that is very important is your active buying. Now, or your relics is what they're called now in Season 3. A lot of times you will want to buy pretty much purification beads 9 times out of 10, just because they're super strong. They can get you out of a lot of really bad situations. So if White were to pop his soldiers and blow them up on me, which you shouldn't do because he'll kill me, but pretty much you can pop those, because if he stuns you, you can then CC beat and get away. If a Fenrir ganks you and grabs you, you can then use them to get away and pretty much get out of a situation where you would have died otherwise. So pretty much the relics are very crucial, but then again, you can actually be very successful without them. Another one that is very useful as well is if you are a Nuwa or an Isis. Isis not as much as Nuwa. You can use the ability which is Sprint, which is where if you are pretty much getting chased down, White, go ahead and throw out your soldiers. If I'm getting chased down by his soldiers and I'm really scared about it, I can sprint and run away. Now, I mean, it doesn't really look like I would need it on Isis, because why not just wing us? But Nuwa, she has very little to zero escape whatsoever. Same thing with Scylla. Scylla has only her Sentinel, which she has to throw and then go, and by that time you could already be dead. And stuff like that when you can just sprint to get away. You can't use Blink because combat Blink is no longer a thing. And it's just very useful to just sprint, turn, and go. And it's very important that you do not die out of lane as much as possible. Do not feed your brains out in mid, because then you will just have a very rogue and very powerful mage just running around mopping the rest of your team. Now, the other thing that a lot of people do not understand is if pretty much the callouts, whether you're in the party with people or anything like that. What I like to call mid lane is Big Ben. You're that big, tall tower that sees everything and has the most map awareness due to the fact that you are in the middle lane. You're right in the middle. No one can go to right lane from left without crossing your territory. So what you need to do pretty much is just keep an eye out, even if someone is in your lane and then leaves. Let's say Whitehair was to go to duo lane right now. I would then call out enemy missing middle and retreat right lane, because I don't know if he's going camps, damage camp, duo lane for a gank. I don't know where he's going, but I would much rather my teammates be aware and be cautious than to get ganked by a high level Nuwa that is going to be a lot higher level than them due to the fact that he's not sharing his XP. So another thing as well is that if I get a pretty much an MIA Nuwa, you can then push up with minions, and the best way to do it is if they're gone, you don't know where they are, or you kill them out and you want to get a positive gank or anything like that, you want to clear wave and then rotate. So let's say I get a kill on white, he's gone, so we're gone right here. I have wave coming up behind me, his wave is coming up ahead of me. I want to go ahead and take the initiative, clear his wave as quickly as possible, and then rotate to duo. I would then proceed to cross over and get a gank, and possibly pick up a kill and give the other lane the edge. Another thing as well is that if they recall or something like that, do not put yourself in a situation underneath their tower where you don't know where the jungler is. If you see jungle over in solo, which is to the left of me, or duo, which is to the right of me, make sure you know where he is before you just go up on tower and start attacking. Due to the fact that if you are actually underneath tower, you are more vulnerable than if you were in jungle or in another lane, because if you accidentally hit somebody, the tower is going to shoot you in the face, and that's double damage, and that's double the problem. But yeah, guys, that is pretty much the basis of mid lane. Warding, I will ping on the map just real quick. Sorry about my dog whining in the background. He's being a brat. But pretty much the places you would like to ward would be right here on the map, right here, and right here. Now, the ones that are up forward, you would actually want to ward those if you're being very aggressive and just bullying the opposing mid laner a lot and having him push back to his tower. You'd want to ward that so you can be as offensive as possible and be aware of their jungler coming in to get you. If you're being bullied, you want to pretty much ward your side, which is to my right and to my left right now, so that way you know if he's going to come in and try to finish the job. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. Everything's been covered. Warding's been covered. Pushing's been covered. Just the ping pong's been covered. Ganking, everything like that. I hope you guys did enjoy the video, and if you did, go ahead and hit that thumbs up for me, and I will definitely be bringing you more for duo lanes, ADC, and support. One for solo and one for jungle as well. I will keep them in the works. But yeah, guys, that's it for me and White, and we will talk to you guys later. Peace!